I'd like to separate from my husband. Better still, divorce.
The woman suspected her husband of cheating on her. Because she had no evidence, her divorce petition was rejected. With nowhere else to go, Irene waited outside the club. Finally, she got to know the waitress inside. Out of sympathy for this married woman who was stuck in the quagmire of marriage, she was disgusted by the hypocritical faces of the club members, the so-called aristocratic elites. The waitress took the risk of secretly taking out the letter Mike wrote to the club and handed it to Irene. However, all of their actions were heard by the royal family. Once Philip's secretary got involved in a divorce storm, Philip, as the founder of the club, would inevitably bear the brunt and suffer fierce public opinion. Criticism. The Queen's marriage will become a topic of conversation after dinner. The dignity of the royal family will also be ruthlessly trampled. At the critical moment, the royal family had to ask Peter, a retired veteran of 3 dynasties, to clean up the mess. Peter calmly came to the playground where Irene picked up her children from school. Taking advantage of the topic of children, he naturally talked about his views on marriage. When Peter slowly said the request for a postponement of divorce, Irene instantly understood that today's seemingly accidental encounter was actually a carefully planned one. The old gentleman in front of her, even after retirement, is still a loyal guardian of the royal family. At this time, Mike, who was still on a cruise, received a telegram from London. His wife Irene has officially initiated legal proceedings and filed for divorce. Mike panicked and told Philip about this. His wife didn't know how to get the letter from the club. Not only did she submit it to the court as evidence, but she also specifically informed Buckingham Palace. Just as Philip guessed, just as Philip expected, Elizabeth found Mike's wife Irene and saw the letter from Irene. Seeing the ironclad evidence of her husband's infidelity, Elizabeth suppressed her inner turmoil.
Might I ask you
She asked Irene to do her a favor. She begged Irene to postpone the public disclosure and wait until the royal family discussed a countermeasure before making plans. But Irene didn't want to wait any longer. Irene didn't want to endure this broken marriage any longer. She was determined to divorce her husband immediately. Marriage. Eileen quickly hired a lawyer to issue a brief statement. Reporters from major London newspapers heard the news and surrounded the scene. Soon, the news of Philip's divorce from his first wife made the front page of London newspapers. For a time, all kinds of gossip and groundless speculations were overwhelming, occupying every inch of the newspaper. The royal family was once again caught in the whirlpool of public opinion, and suffered an unprecedented impact. To prevent the situation from getting worse, the royal family asked Philip to immediately draw a line with Michael. Just like this, Michael was ruthlessly driven off the ship on the way. Because of his ignorance and arrogance, he personally ruined his originally happy family and decent job. And the crisis of Philip and the Queen is still like a dark cloud, and has not yet dissipated.
what?